And welcome to Debate 411. A very warm welcome from wherever you are watching us, and many thanks for being a part of the program. My name, as always, is Eugene Anangwe. Today's show, we're calling it Debate 411, the Kids Edition. And of course, we're going to be talking all matters children all throughout the show. We'd like you to talk to us and let us know what your views are concerning some of the statements that are going to come right here from the program. Who else better to give us the perspective other than the children themselves? I'm right here in the studio with triplets. One of them is Barbara. Barbara, welcome to Debate 411.
Thank you.
You all right?
Yeah.
Awesome. We also have Brite. Welcome to Debate 411.
Thanks.
And we also have Bilha. Welcome to Debate 411.
Thank you.
And you are triplets. And of course, probably someone might be saying the triple Bs are blazing on Debate 411 today. How is it like being triplets? Let's start with you.
It's very fun because there are other two people that you can talk to and they can understand you back.
Okay.
So you do everything with them. So it's basically just big fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You have two people who can understand you and you can have fun with them.
Yeah.
Is it always fun?
Sometimes, because one of us can get bossy and the others might not think it's fun, but then it's usually fun when we meet new people and they get confused, and then you're just like having a laugh, pranking them.
So you have fun making people confused.
Yes.
Some people or one of you can act bossy. Is this what happens? Who's the boss here?
Her.
She's the one who's the boss.
Yeah.
Let's talk to boss lady. How does it feel being the boss among the three of you?
First of all, I'm not bossy. They just,
Yeah, but it's not always bad.
like, we can take each other's tests, but not everyone will know. And it's really fun because we can confuse our teachers. They would never know. And since they can't pronounce our names, they won't, when they talk to one person, we say we're two people named the same, and they won't know us.
They cannot know.
Yeah.
Tell me about that particular process of because you are all in the same school, right?
Yeah.
And you're transferring. You told me this earlier on before you came on air. But how was that? Tell me that experience of the being in school, the three of you. Are you all in the same class?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So how is it? How does it go in school?
It's very great because nobody knows you. You can change your identity very easily. Like, let's say you've not done your homework, you can easily blame the other one. You can say, Bilha, so take Barbara instead. Then it's just very fun to joke with people. Yeah.
What's the worst thing that these two have ever done for you?
The worst thing is like when we play games and they like prank me, and then like I fall down and embarrass myself very much. People start laughing and I just feel humiliated.
You feel humiliated.
Yes.
How about you? What's the funniest thing that has ever happened between the three of you?
Well, we went swimming one day, and like we didn't decide who would jump in the pool first, so they pushed me in, and after that, when they weren't ready, I pulled them by their feet and they fell
And you
in.
pulled them into the pool.
Yeah.
How about you?
The funniest thing is when I was almost getting drowned because like I wasn't swimming easily, so it was very funny and traumatizing, by the way. So I couldn't kick free, but it was a very fun and good time.
Fun and good time moments. You three
Yeah.
must be having a good time, and I'm sure there are people out there who are saying, I wish I had a twin sister or a twin brother out there. But let's get down into business right now, because on the program today we'll be looking at some of the issues that children go through that probably you have a say in. And one of those things is concerning parenting, for example, because we had a show right here and we talked about today's parenting, where some people are even saying, or most people are saying, that nowadays most parents are too busy for their children, and they have left their children for TVs and internet and phones and house helps to parent them. Do you think this is the situation?
Yeah, but for kids it's also fun because you can do anything you want but the parents don't know. By now, like if my parents left me, I'd be doing whatever I want. I'd go in the fridge, start eating, I'd watch anything I'd want to, and they wouldn't even know.
So there's freedom that comes with it.
Yes.
And you enjoy that.
I love it.
What about you? Would you love your parents to be around you, to always look up to you in terms of what you're doing and correct you sometimes and tell you, no, you're going wrong in this particular area?
Not all the time. I don't like my parents being there all the time because it feels like they're controlling you, but I don't mind that. But it's very good when your parents leave. You have all the freedom. You can do anything you want and your parents don't have to know about it. Like if you do something wrong, you can team up with your siblings not to tell your parents, and it's really a great
It's a
thing to
great
do.
feeling.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, those who are saying that we need parents to be close to their children, they feel like because they want to guide their children and ensure that their children are doing the right things, much as you want to be cheeky sometimes, do stuff that your parents don't know. But do you think it's a good thing for parents to just leave their children and say, you know what, be free, have the freedom, do your stuff on your own?
No, because like it's like stages in life that children need their parents. It's not always good for parents to leave their kids because there are some matters in life where children need their parents to be around, but if you leave your kid, like for example, alone in a house for example, TV, iPods, it rots their brain sometimes because when parents aren't around, I don't think it comes to their kids' mind to study. They usually go, let's just watch TV.
And play games.
Exactly.
All right. So she talks of the iPads and the iPods and the phones and all those kind of things. Is it proper for children today of your ages to have a mobile phone?
Yes.
Why?
Because in the time of our age, you need freedom. Like you have to have many things like Facebook, internet to chat with your friends. Like if you travel around the world, take selfies, post them, take it to your friends, make them jealous, and then. But also there's also disadvantages because you don't know what they're researching. But the fun thing is that phones also give you freedom. But when, let's say you go to a party and then you want your parents to come to pick you up, that's the only thing you need.
To be able to call them and come pick you up. Is it proper for children of your age to have a mobile phone?
Yes, it's very useful because children need their phones to communicate with their friends. We don't need to use landline and your parents' phone communicate with their friends because there's always like, you should take this with my permission and those stuff. And it's very useful for a child to have their own phone, so you don't need to ask when you want something. You can't bother anyone asking for their phone. And
you have yours.
Yeah.
And you use it to do all those things.
Yeah.
Bilha, I mean, what do you do with your phone? I'm sure you have one. Do you? You don't? Okay, so how do you feel not having it? And they're here saying that it is important for children to have phones.
It actually doesn't matter if I have a phone because there's like TV and basketball and the pool and just basically walking with, like, since we own dogs, we walk with them, we play. It actually doesn't bother me that I don't have a phone.
It doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
So there are those who say that, you know what, giving children of your age, and even sometimes others are younger than you and they already have phones or already exposed to mobile phones, there are those who say that we are spoiling our children. We're actually making them already get into a life that they're still not yet ready for. Do you agree with people who say such things?
Yes, because children get phones and they think they're bigger than everyone. They think they're smarter than everyone, but they don't know what's outside in life. Like they don't know what you do. Like when you're in the outdoors, like when you go to the wilderness, they haven't explored that part of their life yet. And there's so much in the world that you have to see. It's not all in a phone. Yes.
Let's talk about social media, because it's also found on those particular phones. You have people who are already now just on the phone, WhatsApping, tweeting, Facebooking, and we have people already saying that look at what the society is getting into. We are no longer talking with each other, face to face. We are on Facebook. Do you believe in social media? Are you happy with the way social media is operating today, or making life look like today?
It's kind of good because like when you're on Facebook, you meet new friends, new people you can trust, but then the problem is that you have not met them face to face. And some people in Facebook and social media can disguise their identity. So it's very, you do not know what you're getting yourself into by being in Facebook and those, because someone can lie to you and you're their friend, but then when you meet them in real life, it's just like a fake life they're living.
It's a fake person, it's a fake life. Do you feel like we should just get away with these things of social media and get back to talking with each other face to face?
It's like a different generation. Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, Instagram, it's needed because like it's like a social life. You need friends on Facebook. It's like instead of calling, right? You can text. There are different ways of communicating, and it's funner this ways. Instead of just calling, you even create new friends. You meet them. It's just another way of.
So it's a new generation.
Yeah.
We cannot do away with it.
Yeah.
It's too powerful for us. It's now taking over. Do you feel like we need to just get back to talking to each other? Come on. We say, forget about these Facebooks. Come, let's meet, let's talk. Let's stop Facebooking. Let's meet face to face.
No, because that's boring. Like in this time, it's called the digital decade. So internet and social media is a very powerful time. It's a very powerful thing that we are living in right now. So it's not always fun to talk face to face because you lose words. But when you're in internet, you don't know what you're talking about, so you just make up stuff. You text so many fun things. But when you talk face to face, you might not actually know. You might get shy. But when you're talking to somebody on internet, you feel very free with them. You've not seen them. You don't feel like they care about how you look. You just are free with them.
And you talk to them and you tell them what you feel. We've talked about whether children should own phones. Now you've given out your words, but should they go with these phones to school? This is another issue that some people are arguing out. Should they go to school with these phones?
Yes.
Why?
Because in school you might also need if there's no internet, you might use your phone. You might even, let's say you've gone to somewhere and then you've been stolen from school, you have to call your parents. But it's not good because you might also get distracted by the games in your phone and you might not focus very much on your education.
So where do you stand? Where do you stand? Do they go with this or they don't go with it? Because you need to pick a stand.
It depends. In high school, it's allowed, but don't get too carried away.
Don't get too carried away. Should we go with these phones to school?
Yes, it's really important because you download books, dictionaries, but if the school might not be providing it, you can check on your phone. But then the disadvantage is you can get very caught up in your phone and you forget that there's a teacher in the room and your mind is focused on your phone. But it's really fun to be in school with your phone.
It's fun to be in school with your phone. But what about you, Bilha? You believe that we can control ourselves? Because there are those who are saying, no, come on, these children will be carried away. It's obvious that they will be carried away on Facebook. They'll be on WhatsApp. So just don't have them with school with their phones. This is what they're saying. Do you feel that that should be the situation? No phones at school at all?
No, phones are needed at school because phones aren't only used to communicate. You can download dictionaries and stuff. And it's there are certain things in school you need technology for. For example, if you're a senior, grade 10 and up, you have to do for example, RGCSE, IB, different stuff. So it's okay.
So if we're using them for good purpose, let's go with them to school, right?
Yeah.
Right. This is what you believe in. Let's talk about the issue of punishment at schools and punishments at home, because we also had a show here and we talked about how we would love to have our children punished at school, and that those who are saying, you know what, don't beat our children, let's not beat them up because we need to prepare them and not scare them away. Do you believe in corporal punishment, beating of these children who are tough-headed, for those who want to say that?
Beating doesn't help at all. You don't change them. It just hurts you, but you can't change them. Take them out take them out to be alone. They might understand, or lock them in a room and tell them, think about what you've done. I'll not give you anything until you know. Then that might change them. But beating it's just something people do to like make you feel the pain. But when you lock them and then tell them to think about it, they might come out in, as a new person. But beating is not actually effective.
Yeah. She says beating, makes them. Let's talk about this part, because there are parents who say, if I wasn't beaten, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be what I am today. If I never got through these punishments, if I was always pampered and just told, you know what, baby, you're okay, you're fine, you know what, everything is cool, don't worry. You spill the milk, it's fine, we'll wipe it out and you'll be okay. They feel that is making you soft. I mean, what do you think about that?
Beating is okay. Like, if you let a kid do whatever they want, you might find out when they grow up they'll throw parties and go to jail and stuff. You can't just let a kid get away with anything they want. Mm-hmm. Beating is okay, because if you let a kid do that, they'll forget, keep doing it. But if you beat a child, they'll remember, we weren't supposed to do this, so you're going to do, so there's like a stage in life you're supposed to beat a kid. If you let them get pampered and stuff, what about when they go to school, there's bullying, the kid will get
They will be
beating,
in trouble. Right.
exactly.
So for you feel at least a bit of beating will help these children.
A lot.
How about you?
Yeah, you're supposed to beat, but you're not supposed to over-exceed the beating, because beating can hurt someone so bad that they'll feel like they're not accepted what they're doing, their freedom. But also pampering is very bad, because kids can feel like that when they do anything they can get away with anything, but because how the parents teach them at home, they might go and do it at school, and that in the school rules some of it might not be applied on it, and they might get suspended, expelled, because they think what they can do they can get away with it very easily. So you can beat if it's needed, but you can't just beat like that.
So you have to control this beating. This is back at home. What about in school? Tell me about school. I mean, in terms of how schools should punish children, what do you think the school should do?
In school, teachers are not, it's not good for teachers to beat you because they don't know where you come from, but it's not needed. In school, you're supposed to teach them about life, how to be better, but you're not supposed to beat the children at school, because they're also gonna feel tortured in school and they might not like the school. But teachers, if the child is over proud, you can suspend them for 2 days, but they might learn their lesson, because at home their parents might start questioning them a lot. They'd say, you're gonna sleep outside tonight. That might make them learn their lesson.
In terms of grounding, right?
Yeah.
So in school, would you be okay if children are beaten at school? How would you like them to be punished when they do wrong in school?
Detention.
Detention?
Yeah.
All right. Explain to us. What does detention mean and how does it happen?
Teachers aren't supposed to beat kids, because the kids grow up with hatred. And detention is really, it's the kid does not go home, and the parents will be aware of this. Then the parents get to the kid and discipline them. Mm-hmm. It's not always about beating. You can make a kid upset just by talking to them, because there are certain things kids love. And if you say, we'll take this away, they'll cry and they won't repeat.
And they would repeat. So you have to use that as a mechanism. You're detained. How would you feel if this is a way of punishing you for the wrong that you have done in school? Would this help you change your behavior?
Yeah, detention is better than beating, though, because you can think of what you did in detention, and first of all, you feel ashamed and embarrassed that you're in detention, but it's at least you can know what you've done, and
yeah, it's better they use detention more than beating at school.
So more detention than beating. And there was a little of beating back at home. So it's okay to be beaten at home, but not okay to be beaten at school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And how are you punished? For example, back at school, what's the major thing that you feel is being used to mold you and make you who you are today?
Well, I'm a nice person because when I was growing up, when I was growing up, it was more of talking, so I knew what I could do. Well, I had my boundaries and I had my limits. So like when somebody told me do something wrong, I say I know my consequences. So when school, I'm really nice.
You're nice. No punishment.
No
You've not gone through any.
Yeah.
Is she nice at home? Is she nice? Is she nice?
Yeah, but not all the time.
Not all the time.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's nice, right?
Not all the time.
She's unfair though.
You're unfair, they say.
No. It's just because sometimes I do what I want, but they might not agree with it.
All right. So you have democracy.
Yeah.
Where I do what I want. If you do agree or not agree, it's your choice.
Yeah.
It's your choice. So how best do you feel, you know, in terms of punishing you when you go wrong, the two of you? What's the best way of punishing you? What happens back at home?
Best of punishing, for example, me. The best way of punishing me is like telling me not to watch TV. And just if you talk to me, then it's a different issue because like I get tempered.
Okay.
So it won't be the best thing.
So the best thing for you, if it's punishing you, is keeping you away from the TV. So you feel the pain and you feel like, no, I won't repeat the mistake because I want to watch my cartoons or my movies, right? How about you?
Yeah, like she said, like the best thing for me is to stop me from watching TV because I love TV is like most of like my hobby because I enjoy watching TV, but that's the worst thing you can do is just like stop me from watching TV.
And that would be it. It would make you change immediately. You will not repeat that mistake.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. We're still coming back once again for after the break. We'll just take a very short particular break and we'll be back to keep this conversation moving, all right?
Okay.
Are you having fun?
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Awesome. So we're coming back in a very short while. Stay right here. The Triple Bs are right here on Debate 411 and we're calling it the Debate 411 Kids Edition. All matters children all throughout the show. They're only 11 years. What were you doing when you were 11? Let's try to think about it. And of course, we also have some other issues that we'll be touching on right here on the program, including matters of sexual reproductive health. Are we already talking to them? Are they already being talked to concerning these issues? Plus more details right here on Debate 411. Do stay with us. Keep tweeting. Use the hashtag Debate 411. And of course, we'll be back after the break. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Debate 411. My name is Brite and I'm with my sisters, Barbara and Bilha.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us in the next break right here on Debate 411. Of course, future presenters right here, of course, and of course, she brings us to a very key issue on the issue of career choices. You know, when children are growing up, sometimes we are always asked when we are met by some of our relatives or friends, and we ask, what do you want to be when you grow up? For example, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a pilot, a basketball player, or an architect.
Okay. So you already have three. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, right?
Yeah.
All right. How about you?
I want to like act, design, sing, different things.
All right. And you?
I want to achieve so many things, like I want to be a chemical engineer because it earns money, and I want to be a designer because I love fashion, and I want to act because I like watching movies. I want to sing. I want to go to culinary school. I want to play a sport. Yeah,
and etc. and more,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Now, let's talk about the issue of choosing careers, because all of you have those big dreams and ambitions, which I pray to God that you all achieve them. But who and how can children be helped to achieve these goals?
Children can be introduced to like legends like Nelson Mandela, or they might see people on the Hollywood stars, like from people who came from Africa, like Lupita. That might encourage them to like follow what the people have said, and that can be a very good building for the children.
For them to achieve those goals. What do you think?
Yeah, like they can bring for them like their idol, who they dream of being, who they can teach, that like person can tell them what they want to be.
Motivational speakers, they come and talk to them. How about you?
Like the kid, like you can take the kids for classes on how to be what they want. You can help them, find them, for example, managers, agents. You can just help them with a little bit of things, and they'll make it from there.
They'll make it from there. What of those people who say that, you know what, a parent is supposed to be the one to guide you and tell you what you need to be and what you need to do for you to achieve your dreams? Is this proper? Should our parents have a say in what we want to be when we grow up?
No, because like when you grow up, you'll regret, why did I do that? You're supposed to do something you love. Because if you don't love it, why are you doing it in the first place? Yeah.
Because dad said that I need to do it.
But not always parents know, right? Because children might want to do what they want because it's fun and they know much about it. But if you force them to go into a career, they'll hate it. And they'll regret, and they'd want to go back to school to study the other profession
that they really wanted to do. Yeah. But mommy said that I need to be a doctor. Mommy said I have to be a pilot or an engineer. Is that wrong?
Yeah. Your parents are not the people who are going to be engineers. It's completely your choice, because if your parents have a say in what you want to be, you won't like it at all, and you won't do it willingly. So like if your parents tell you what to do, just tell them it's not your
what
choice.
You want to do.
Exactly.
My mom or my dad might beat me when I disagree with what she tells me I should be. I mean, because she's the one or he's the one who's paying school fees for me. And so they need to decide what I become. What do you think about that thinking?
No, your parents shouldn't tell you what you want to be. They've done their part in their life, so they should just help you in what you want to be. They shouldn't tell you like, yeah, in my house you should do what I want. But because if they tell you what you want to, that what they want you to be, it's not what you will want to be, and it's not what you love. So you will regret it. And if your parents think that's best for you, you should tell them to their face that you should just come together, and then you tell them that what you want me to be is not what I want to be, and you tell them what you want so they can support it.
So children have to be open and free with their parents to tell them that I don't agree with you on this one. I want to take this other path, right? This is what you feel that should happen. But at the end of the day, let's talk about another key issue, because there are those who are saying today's children have really, known too much already, that they don't need to know. But there are those who are arguing and saying, it's important to talk to these children when they're already, young, so that they are informed and they are able to protect themselves when it comes to troubles that might come along the way concerning these issues. When it comes to issues of your reproductive health, do your parents already talk to you on this issue? And should parents even talk to children about these issues? The difference between you and the brother out there, or that boy who you school with in school. Do you have these kind of discussions?
Yeah, we did it in school, but it was a very uncomfortable situation because we didn't yet learn about it, and it was very awkward in my classroom, and we were talking about it. But it's okay to tell them, but it depends on the proper age. Because the world is a very mysterious and dark place, so you have to train them before, but at the right time.
What would be the right age?
Like at 10 and above.
10 and above?
Yeah.
All right. What about you? What do you think?
No. Kids aren't supposed to know what the differences are. It's no.
It's awkward.
No, they're not even supposed to know.
The number of no's that she has used to express this particular point. What do you think about it?
It's a very uncomfortable topic, especially if it's your parents telling you, teaching you about this. It gets very awkward, and especially if you're in mixed schools, boys and girls, when the teacher is teaching you and then he, for example, asks you a question, it gets very awkward, and it's not something that you'd want to know about, like at an early age. The age you're like supposed to know is like when you're preteen, a teenager, 13 and above.
So how do we go about it so that our children are safe? Because if they are not able to be comfortable to be talked to about these issues, they might have problems, you know, and they would want to be helped. So who's the right person then? Because you feel like parents would be awkward. You say in school it was also awkward. So who should talk to you about these issues?
Your parents, because they've gone through it, they've learned it. But if it's a teacher, a total stranger telling you about your body, it's kind of weird. But also parents, they go into the deep details, which is kind of weird because we're like kids and we need to keep our innocence. Yeah.
We need to keep our innocence. Who's the right person to talk to you about these issues?
It depends, because like, for example, if you're a girl, it's your mother who should tell you. It's not supposed to be your dad. And like, there's a certain point that maybe your parents might be telling you and you don't feel comfortable about it, you just tell them to stop. And it's not supposed to go on until a certain
When you're
stage
proper
or age.
in terms of maturity, who's the right person to talk to you then?
Yeah, your parents, but children can avoid it, but somewhere in life they'll have to learn about it. So it's better not to avoid it. You learn it while you're still like at an okay stage, but it's your parents supposed to teach you, not your teachers. Because if it's your teacher, you have not known them so much and they're just telling you things that make you uncomfortable. So it's
So you have to really be open-minded in terms of this particular issue. What about relationships in schools? Because we already have these things happening. Sometimes your parent is checking your bag and they find a note from a certain boy who sits next to you or behind you or close to you. Is it proper to have these relationships already? Is it okay for pupils and students to have, you know, boyfriends and girlfriends in school?
No, because you've not yet been. It's okay to date like when you're 18 and above, but when you start dating like when you're a teenager and you've not yet known, it's very awkward. You might feel like it's okay, but it's not, because you don't know what the people have. You don't know their intentions. So, but for me in school, I'm good to be around. So, but I don't allow it to go that far. Yeah.
Is it okay to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend when you're still in primary school?
No, because like, what's the need of one? Don't you have brothers and sisters you can go to talk to? Why do you need like a boyfriend or girlfriend? It doesn't make any sense. Like, don't you have a life? You don't need a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They're no use to you. And if they like you, that's their problem.
That's their problem, not your problem. You have a life. I like that. What about you?
You should not have a boyfriend or girlfriend at a teenage age, because nowadays people have weird intentions. So you should not let your friendship exceed another level. Like, being a boyfriend and a girlfriend is like a stage where you're not supposed to be in. It's like when you have a boyfriend and what's the use of a boyfriend? I don't understand. Even in school, why do people have boyfriends or girlfriends? It's very awkward. You see your boyfriend every day, he's smiling at you. What's the use?
Some will argue and say, you know, he helps me to do mathematics, arithmetics. He's good in English. He exchanges notes with me and he helps.
No, if they're that's using them. If they're like good in this or this or this, you're using them to like have a reputation, to like pass things. But then a real boyfriend or girlfriend should not be used. You should know each other. And being a teenager, it's not the right time to start thinking of having a relationship, those stuff, yeah.
So the right time is when you're ready for marriage, right?
No, like when you're 18 or above.
18 or above. You seem to be itchy. What's up?
They say that you need a boyfriend for math. You go to your math teacher. You go to your parents. You have brothers. What you don't understand, go to your brother or sister. He exchanges notes with you. For what? Why would you have a boyfriend when you're still at school? You still need, don't you see them? You get bored of their faces. It's not necessary. I even see the use of a boyfriend or girlfriend at this age, or like even at teens, because it's just weird. You're not ready for that. I don't even think it's supposed to be like that.
It's never supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Right? All right. You guys are very great, huh? Awesome in terms of your thoughts. Huh? How do you do that? Do you sit with your parents? Do they tell you these things, or you just or you're taught these things at school? How do you come up with these kind of things that you're saying here?
Basically, it's television.
It's television.
Yeah, like right now we don't talk out to our parents a lot. It's not that we don't have our parents. It's just that we have we can do more when we can do more, but it's okay to be alone, and we get this knowledge from TV because it's not always cartoons and movies. There are also some educative channels.
That's what you focus on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about politics and children. Should children even be involved in politics at all?
Yes.
How? Why?
Because politics is it's a game that every citizen has a right to play, but it's when you're 18 and above. But kids also have to have a right on what the country has to be like. You should put a skateboarding ramp in the other place of Nyarujenje, make an ice cream shop here, then go on involving the place. But children shouldn't vote about presidents because they don't know all about that. Yeah.
Do you agree? Should children even care about politics and political issues that are happening in their country?
Yeah, but because politics is based on the country, and if you do not know about your country, it's like you're not even a citizen. If you don't know about your country, you have to at least kind of have a thought about politics. But politics is a very dirty game, so
it's a dirty game, and she said earlier on, we can be concerned about politics only when it is involving children issues. Bring some ice cream and skating boards around, we will vote for you. What do you think? Should children be involved in politics and national issues that are happening around them?
No, because kids are supposed to know what's going on in the country. For example, if there's a disease outbreak around and the kid doesn't know, you might, and like they say, not to exchange some types of candies. They're like poisonous or such things. If the kid doesn't know such things about what's going on around, they might take that and find themselves in the hospital. But they're not supposed to be involved in politics because it's a very dirty game.
They leave that to their parents and those who want to do politics, right? How about culture? Because some people are saying that today's children are uncultural. They have forgotten their culture. They didn't even know about their culture. Do you agree when some people say that to you?
Yeah, because children think they're better than everyone, they're bigger than everyone. They forget about who they actually are, what type of culture they are. But people like me, I can't do that because my family is very strict, and we know how to we know what to do and what not to do. So, but right now in this generation, people think it's all in your phone. They forget about what's around them. They forget their culture. They forget their religion. They just keep on doing what they want. Yeah.
So they need to be careful about that. Are we forgetting our culture as children? Or it doesn't even concern us because we are in a different generation? We're not in the olden days?
Yeah, children forget their culture, and their culture is the most important thing, because now people are thinking that they're Americans, they can do whatever they want. African kids are now getting spoiled, they're developing the American habit, and they're thinking that their culture should be just left. But they were born with that culture, and forgetting it is just a very bad thing.
It's a bad thing. Are we not the .com generation? Forget about culture. We are, you know, it's a new generation. Is that proper to even think like that as a child?
I don't think like you need to forget your culture, because some people, for example, the first languages they might learn is from their culture. Then they learn other new languages. So forgetting a culture is not even that easy, because even people will keep asking you the question, where do you come from? You can't say this because you weren't born there. You can't, just because of the technology doesn't mean you need to forget your culture. So,
You have to keep it close
Yeah.
to your heart, because if you forget your culture, then you're like a slave, right? That's what they say. Right, I'll leave the few minutes that are remaining. If you have any questions, you want to turn the tables around and throw some questions to me. Who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, right, because
I'm getting scared already. Okay, shoot.
because you're an adult, how does it feel giving rules all the time, going around, like you're the boss? How do you feel?
Sometimes rules are supposed to be given, because rules might be good for you, and you might not know that they're good for you until you grow up. That's when you'll understand, when you get to become a parent as well, or an adult, that's when you get to understand that those rules were good for you.
How do you feel having an ID, going around everywhere? You can go anywhere you want. You don't have somebody to tell you, stop, that's not good for you. Just go on.
It feels great, but it comes with responsibilities, right? Because if you are out there and you feel like you're all free and you can do what you want, there are some consequences, as you said earlier on. That you know that there are consequences and there are boundaries, some places you don't cross.
Yeah.
Right? Next.
Okay. How does it feel having a salary?
It feels good, but there are always needs that come along, and sometimes the salary is never enough. So you always have to work hard to get more.
How does it feel to be your own person?
To be your own person.
Yeah.
It's the best feeling.
You don't have anyone to control you. You can run the world by yourself, and everything's awesome. You rule yourself. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's a good feeling being yourself, because when you're not yourself, you have this whole burden of pretending all the time that you're not who you are, you get. So you have to be yourself, but of course you cannot run the world. It's not an easy thing, but we always have to be ambitious, and maybe we will one day be able to run the world in another life. Any other questions?
How do you feel being able to vote?
Being able to vote?
Yeah.
You're able to decide on national issues or how you want your environment and your country to be run and things to look like. And for those who don't vote and they have the power to vote, they have an ID and they do not vote, it's a very wrong thing, because they're doing a disservice to their nation. Any more questions?
How do you feel knowing how to drive?
Knowing how to drive.
Yeah.
You can take yourself anywhere you want to go, and you have the freedom of movement anytime you want to move.
Okay.
Okay?
Do you ever feel like showing off being yourself?
No. Showing off is never a good thing, because the same way you climbed up is almost the same way you'll come down if you keep showing off and cut the links with those who you are showing off to.
Was there a time you thought differently?
Differently, that it was good to show off? Yes. Because, you know, before you get into this career or what you do, you always have an idol or someone you look up to. And you always want to show off, like, I will be like that particular person. But it gets to a point, you humble down and you tone down. And you inspire others to be who you are. Okay?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies, for being on Debate 4-on-1. You've been awesome. Keep going. Do you have any special talents that you do together Do you sing? Do you act? Do you dance?
We sing a little bit.
You sing a little bit.
Yeah, just
And we play basketball, we swim a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the singing, do you have any song?
No.
Or you want to practice fast? Okay. So thank you so much for being on Debate 411. You're awesome. Keep going.
Thank you.
Keep doing your stuff.
Thank you.
Keep inspiring others and challenging others, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck. Why are you moving schools?
Huh?
Why are you moving schools? Why are you
Well,
transferring?
Why?
We're going to Green Hills because we can do more in Green Hills. Like when we grow up, we might get a scholarship to go to another place. And it's better to interact with other kids from all over the world because Green Hills has a lot of people from all over the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're networking and exposure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Okay.
There you have it. Thank you so much for watching Debate 411, the kids edition. Did you like it? Did you not like it? You tell us. Use the hashtag Debate 411. Plus, of course, keep tweeting. You can tweet me directly at I'm Eugene Anangwe, or you can tweet at Debate 411. Use the hashtag Debate 411. Would love to read your comments and feedback concerning the program. We'll see you again next time. If you missed this one, you can watch it on my website at anangwe.com, plus other shows. We'll see you again next time. My name, as always, is Eugene Anangwe. Goodbye for now.